Yes, I know it's another fish tank case, but wait, it's not. This is a normal layout case with fish tank design. This, my friends, is the NV5 from Phanteks. What separates this case from the rest is the fact, yes, a fact, that this case costs only $99 and offers stuff that you can only find in more expensive cases. But sponsor segment first, case features later. Looking for affordable Windows or Office keys? Look no further, I got you covered. Head over to scdkey.com, pick your Windows edition, use my discount code LE25 to get a 25% on any Windows or Office products. Once you complete your order, after a few seconds you will receive your code. In Windows, go to Settings, there should be an Activate Windows prompt at the bottom. Click that, enter your code and wait for Windows to finish activation. To check the activation status, use the command prompt with the command slmgr.vbs/xpr and you should receive a notification that the machine is permanently activated. Once again, use code LE25 at scdkey.com. This is what you get when you combine classic dual-chamber fish tank case and traditional layout case. NV5, ladies and gentlemen, a hybrid case that kind of brings best of both worlds in a mid-tower form factor, but the design is super nice. As you can see, it has an angled bottom part of the case, thus we have these triangular feet at the bottom. You also can't miss the fact that there are no fans in the front, but just a glass panel like on the side, and of course without the corner pillar, for that seamless and better look. Of course, you can't miss the angled PSU shroud either. I know you also saw that huge GPU holder, so we might as well peek inside of the case. Glass panels are easy to remove, they just slide off, but for the front one you need to remove the bottom and top screw holding it in place, and it is easier to build everything in it once you remove this panel. Interior is a classic one for a mid-tower case, but it has everything you need, nothing less, nothing more. Let me explain this. You do have rubber grommets on side for bigger cables, but not on the top because AIO will cover the view there anyway, and no grommets on the bottom holes either. Now, when I said nothing less, nothing more, let me elaborate on that. You can fit extended ATX boards here, but with limitations as it will block the side mounting fans a little bit. But I think everyone will go with an ATX board here anyway, a classic. If you do so, you are looking at a super nice clearances as well. 440mm for the GPU, including a massive and super cool GPU holder which moves up or down, and it can be moved left or right to accommodate wider GPUs as well. It is also soft padded, so it won't scratch your precious GPU. In case you go with an air cooler, you're looking at around 180mm of clearance, also around 170mm for the GPU width as well, so chunky GPUs will fit here nicely. In terms of cooling support here, there is only support for 120mm around this case, again nothing less, nothing much applies here as well. 3120 up top, 3120 on the side, one at the bottom in the front and one 120mm fan at the rear as well. The radiator support is only, and I repeat, only up to 360mm, that means 240 or 360 rads up top and on the side. So once again, no support for 140mm fans nor 280mm radiators or 420 rads here. Bottom fan has a bracket for easy mounting, and you can also remove the PSU front cover, but I somehow forgot to show you that there is no need to remove it unless you want to. I mean, if you need to install a new cable on the PSU, then this comes as a nice option, so you don't remove the whole PSU. It also has a nice rubber grommet in the corner for some smaller cables to pass here as well. In the bottom rear corner there is a subtle Phanteks branding, and you can also see that the bottom 3 PCI covers are actually one bigger cover for better visuals, but also slightly better airflow as well. But mostly visual, since this case is all about being visually awesome. Speaking of, I don't like how the cables are sticking out up top for the front I/O panel. Knowing Phanteks, this should have been done better. The top cover is easy to remove with thumb screws at the back. It slides off easily afterwards. It reveals the space for 3120 fans here or 360 radiator support, as mentioned, only that can fit here up top. There is a fairly decent I/O panel here, which includes a recessed and tiny reset button. This is actually good, so you can't accidentally press it. There's a power button here, followed by M button, and this is used for color mode switching, and the actual RGB effect switching button, which is the next button. 10 gigabits per second USB-C port, 2 USB 3.0 ports, and a combo mic and headphone jack are present here as well. Again, nothing less, nothing more. On the rear side, you can notice that the PSU is sitting at an angle because of the triangular feet, thus having a slight more fresh air directed to it as well. It is installed from the inside without the use of brackets. There is a full-size dust cover here as well, which you can remove either from the front or the back of the case. There are Velcro straps on the back as well for easy cable management, but also one rubber grommet here as well. This and the little rubber grommet on the PSU shroud is for one of the DLCs that you can get for this case. It's a screen that can be installed on the PSU angled thingy shroud. So this and the hole here on the back, this is where you route the HDMI cable that needs to go to your GPU. Speaking of DLCs, here is one that you can also get for this case. This is a premium DRGB kit which adds RGB strips all around the case, not just on the PSU. It's a super easy to install because it just slots in the case as it was there already. It also comes with a cool add-on for hiding the 24-pin cable. Okay, moving on to the back side of the case, the panel is held in place with thumb screws and it has perforated mesh for the side fans, so no need for additional mesh filters here at all. Here we have this door on which you can mount 2.5 or 3.5 hard drives or SSDs, and here is the accessory box as well, with a cool plastic box for your screws and little bits and pieces, but also a cool manual. This door can be removed in case you don't need it, by the way. You can see that cable straps are spread all over the case as well as plastic channels for cable routing too. One thing that is worth mentioning here is that the side fan rail is not removable, but since you can remove the front glass panel, installing fans here is easy then. All in all, this is an amazing case for only 99 bucks, but if you add DLCs for the ultimate look and feel, it can climb 2 times more. It was intended as a blank canvas for your next build, so you can choose which fans you want to put here. I like this approach, honestly, leave it to the user to decide, but also offer them something from your own kitchen. Hence we have the D30-120 reverse and regular fans. These are actually really cool fans. They do resemble of the Lian Unifan series, but they are actually slightly better if you ask me. 30mm thickness, super good performance with up to 2000 RPMs, 64.3 CFM airflow and 3.01mm H2O static pressure with only 30 decibels of noise. These are just not another RGB fans, these are awesome. So if you put 3 of these fans as an intake on the side, 1 on the bottom, 3 on the AAO on the top as exhaust and 1 at the rear as exhaust, you get crazy good airflow inside the case and a neutral pressure as well, since you have an equal number of intake as equal number of exhaust fans. The bottom one also directs a little bit of fresh air directly to the GPU because of that angled PSU shroud as well. I used the Ryzen 5 7600X CPU here paired with RTX 4090 GPU, and temps were actually super nice. AIO used here is the Phanteks own Glacier 1360 D30 edition, keeping the CPU at a nice mid-50s while gaming, and the rest of the D30 fans kept the GPU at 54 degrees almost all the time, even at higher loads. When stressed at max with synthetic loads, CPU jumps to 78 degrees, while GPU stays at lower 60s, maxing out at 64 degrees. I would highly recommend this case to anyone for any type of the build, because it can handle anything inside. It has enough space and combines the best elements of both dual chamber and normal cases for optimal performance and dirt cheap price as well. Regarding the DLCs, the premium DRGB kit is a bit too much for my taste, honestly. I mean, you might like it, but I think it's too much for already plenty enough RGB coming from the fans themselves. You can always opt out and do a non-RGB build here as well. The black version of this case with white lights only and that monochrome build looks extremely nice. All in all, a highly recommended case with great build quality and even better price. Hope you liked the video, guys. Like and share it, sub to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.